Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Alright, we have a really good episode today. The Amazing Spider Man number 11, and some stuff happens. Oh my goodness. Alright, now before we get dived into that, I do want to let you guys know about the 500 subscriber giveaway. When we hit 500 subscribers, we'll be giving this book away. It's a Silver Cerberus number 1. All you have to do is like the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the channel. And yeah, when we hit 500 subscribers, we'll raffle the book off, so somebody's gonna win it based on comments. Now, my goodness. First off, as always, I gotta let you guys know we're gonna be going heavy into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled for Amazing Spider Man number 11, that's your warning. Next, we gotta shout out the creative team, because without the creative team, we wouldn't have a comic book. Right, guys? So, first up, we have Zeb Wells as the writer, John Romita Jr. is doing the pencils, Scott Hanna's doing the inks. The colors are by Marcio Menez, and the letters are by VC's Joe Caramagna. Now, we'll start with the foreword, and that reads Peter Parker has the proportional speed, strength, and agility of a spider, adhesive fingertips and toes, and the unique precognitive awareness of danger called spider sense. After the tragic death of his Uncle Ben, Peter Parker understood that with great power there must also come great responsibility. He became the crime fighting superhero called the Amazing Spider Man. 6 months ago, Peter Parker did something and now has to live with the consequences. His debts have racked up, he's burned bridges with most of his friends, and MJ has moved on from him. But he's starting to build himself back up, doing good work as Spider Man and taking a job at Oscorp alongside intern Kamala Khan, aka Mrs. Marvel, although she and Peter don't know each other's identities. Peter's been on an upswing lately. He's rocking a high tech new spider suit. Things with Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat, are heating up. He was judged worthy by an ancient celestial, and his boss Norman Osborn seems to have laid his Green Goblin persona to rest permanently. But Spider Man can't ever be free of the goblins, and Hobgoblin is more than happy to fill that void in his life. But knowing the Parker luck, this can't last. As we see, Peter Parker's called Ned Leeds' wife, and, they talk a little bit on the phone, and she says, yeah, everything's okay, and Ned seems okay. And they hang up, and while she goes to check on the baby in the next scene, we see Hobgoblin come in and get the baby. Sorry. Hobgoblin comes in and gets the baby. And so Hobgoblin gets the baby, and he's like, I won't let them hurt her, right? And so she screams, she's like, no, that he's back, right? And then so we see a bit of Peter and Mrs. Marvel working in the lab together, and they look up to see Norman Osborn getting into an argument with someone, and they're like kind of glad it's not them, but worried that Norman seems angry and upset recently. Then this is like I I was kind of in shock, hence the thumbnail. So then, and I wanted to show this panel too, the really awesome artwork here. Peter's hanging out with Felicia, and so I'm gonna read some of this, guys. Felicia goes, I'm glad you called, Peter. I needed some fresh air, being cooped up, trying to crack a new biometric safe that just came out. And Spider Man says, for the greater good, right? She says, oh yeah, of course. So what brings us out to Dumbo? Need me to break something? For the greater good? And Peter says, not this time. I need to talk about what's going on, with us. And she says, oh, don't tell me we're up here for the view. And Peter says, I don't know, maybe. Didn't expect it to be this windy. Look, I'll get to the point. I can tell we're doing that thing again. that thing where you pursue me and I push you away because I'm scared. She says, and you want to nip it in the bud? Reiterate that we are and always will be just friends? He says, what? No, sorry. Can you? It's so windy. I'd like to ask you out first for once. And she says, really? And Peter says, yeah, I mean, you're Felicia Hardy. You certainly don't need to be chasing me around. Can I take you to dinner? And she goes, I'll think about it. Peter says, Felicia. And she says, what? It's a maybe. Peter says, a maybe? She says, okay, probably. Regardless, thanks for taking the initiative, Peter. Confidence looks good on you. And she bounds away. And Peter says, oh my God, that actually worked. I thought I was going to throw up. I'm shaking. Whole body is jello. How is this so hard? I'd better walk home. Can't believe I did that in a good way. Feels good, like maybe I can start moving on. Speaking of moving on, haven't seen that collections agent around. Wonder what that's about. If I have any courage left over, I'll check my mailbox, see if they're still sending bills. As he walks into his apartment to find Ned Leeds, who shoves a bunch of pictures in his face that show the former Hobgoblin Roderick Kingsley has been approaching Norman Osborn, and he thinks, something's afoot, right? So then this causes Peter to approach Norman Osborn about this. He interrogates him, and Norman actually says, you know what, I actually stole all of Roderick Kingsley's business and everything when he was found out to be the Hobgoblin. Legally, but it wasn't the right thing to do, and I'm actually going to give it all back. Really surprises Peter and me and the audience. And so then Peter's like, oh, okay, really surprised. And so then we see him doing just that. On the next night, he gives back all of Roderick Kingsley's stuff, and Roderick's, he's just as surprised as anybody else. But then who shows up? Lots of damage happening. And big reveal here. The Hobgoblin. And so we have Hobgoblin and Roderick Kingsley in the same panel here. That's the back of Roderick's head. So Hobgoblin's not Roderick right now. Maybe it's Ned Leeds, although it seems odd for Ned Leeds to be the one, though I'm kind of thinking it might be, because then at the end here, the last page does show the baby again. Somebody off screen, they're not completely revealing, right? And it just says, don't worry, little Winston. I just gave Mommy a little something to help her rest. She was tired. We did a lot of good work here this evening. And that's, like I said, I'm guessing it's Ned Leeds is back to being cuckoo banana hats and has lost his mind again and is turning, thinks he's the Hobgoblin. That's my guess. Maybe it's somebody else though. Maybe it's somebody else. We'll see. The bigger reveal was earlier in the issue, guys. We haven't really had too much reveals as to what happened that caused Peter and MJ to break up, but wait a minute. He asked Felicia Hardy out on a date, and him and Black. So we got. Sorry, I kind of said this before. There was a little bit of some kismet going on in I don't know if it's issue 4 or 5 or backtrack a couple of months, but yeah. I definitely kind of saw this coming, and I'm not crazily surprised, but I also was surprised that they're going that route. I'm really curious to see to hear what you guys think about that too. Are you upset that he's not with MJ anymore? Are you even more upset now that it looks like he has interests in Black Cat and Felicia Hardy, and that romance could reignite? Yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys. All right, guys, that's what I have today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Oh yeah, I didn't say. I mean, I feel like it was obvious. It was obvious, right? Amazing Spider-Man 11 gets a thumbs up. I'm I mean, I just because it's not what I expected, and there's still dangling plot threads that have me interested and I feel like that's what you really want out of good writing, and so even though maybe it wouldn't be my first choice to not have Peter with MJ. Um, I am interested and this run's keeping me invested. So yeah, I'm giving it a thumbs up. The reveals kind of had me shocked, honestly, in a good way. And so yeah, back to the. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. All right.